Welcome, welcome. We will be drilling an ostrich egg today, but stick with me. This is a Rhea egg. Not this Rhea. This Rhea, which is not an ostrich, but he dreams big. As I was saying, the Rhea, ostrich, and emu eggs are the big boys of the egg world. This Rhea eggshell was a practice in straight lines and tight cornering, while this Rhea eggshell was a practice in curved lines and tight joins. The idea here will be to combine these lessons into something bigger than themselves. For this piece, I intend to explore dyeing techniques, even if it kills me, to see how the various parts of the ostrich shell take the dye differently. Before we work on our project piece, every day I get to turn on my drill. I take the biggest ostrich egg I have ever seen in my life, and I write the words "thank you" on it. I know it sounds hokey. Bear with me. It only takes a moment. That wasn't so bad, was it? Now, on to the project at hand. For this piece, we'll be removing anything that isn't a music note or a music staff. The remaining portion of this video has been sped up 8,000% and represents 25 to 30 hours of carving time. The first thing we'll do is to etch the initial outlines. Here, I'm just gliding lightly over the surface, just scoring the outermost layer. These first lines will begin the grooves that successive cuts will aim to follow, so take your time on this step and lay a solid foundation. The test pieces taught me several things. Lines stay on the outside of your lines. Any elements marked to remain can only get smaller. If two curves are meant to touch, consider not scoring the intersection at all. This automatically creates a visual separation where you're trying to achieve the opposite. And the best way to keep straight lines straight is to look just slightly ahead of the line you're drawing. Your hand will follow the eye. Every couple hours, pause to take care of your tools. Change your bits, remove the dust, lubricate your handpiece, and just generally check the status of your work area. After the outline, I grind down the background sections to be removed. This serves to shift the weaker areas to the parts being removed, but also helps me more clearly evaluate the overall balance of space and weight. It also allows me access to the remaining edges, so that after the outlining and background removal, I can begin contouring of the remaining elements. On this example, that means I can begin rounding out those staff lines. This piece has only two planes, with the music notes being left uncarved. But this is the step that starts bringing the piece to life. If there were multiple layers of elements going under and over each other, here is where they start to take shape. Naturally, at this point, we get punch through. This is where our previous groundwork pays off, and your elements are generally protected. Now is where control holes can be added, and I switch drill bits. The holes will allow easy access for a long, thin diamond tip to essentially slice through the remaining shell like a rotating saw blade. After removal of all necessary sections, the shell will be given a bleach bath, which will remove the membrane you can see fringing the edges there. Now the egg can be prepped for dyeing. I'm not a proponent of quantity over quality, and my initial desire really is not to complete a piece in record-breaking time. But I confess that in my exuberance to have it done by residency's end, I did neglect to photograph it prior to its being dyed, so my apologies there. This experiment became as much about attempting to document the process as it did about completing the piece itself. I'm about as happy as I can be in 1 week with both results.